This is reality with partiality. I am Percy A. Lewis, partiality, meaning one of a kind, together with my co-host.
Ivan Williams. Ivan
Yes,
Williams.
Ivan Boy. Our guest today, Aria Lightfoot. She's about to come. I believe I owe her an apology. I was likely a different person when I met Aria and
Okay.
debated online in back in the day,
Okay.
like to Francois when we had him on the set when he said that we were in Sacred Heart School,
Yes, yes,
Sacred
yes. I
Heart
remember
Primary
that.
in Danriga, and we weren't allowed to speak our language. On top of that, he and I grew up in a male dominant culture, like us here in Belize now.
Yes.
So once upon a time, when I'd be there watching and listening to Judge Judy telling grown men to sit their asses down, to not say another word, I would be left with my eyes wide open, like the time when in the movie Sidney Poitier slapped the white man, slap a hour, smile out.
Yes.
I have never known, Aria to hold back. So I expect nothing less from her today. We want her to bring her A game. She will own the stage. So when she comes, that's straight into it. So yeah, Ivan, what's
Yes,
been going
yes.
on your end? Anyway, yeah, what's been going on?
Well, I'm very looking forward to meet with Aria. I have, she's seemed to have been a very advocate of a number of things which
Yes.
are very critical and it's good, it's good and healthy, and that's what we want. We want to have bring about healthy discussions
Yeah, man.
about things affecting us, and in particularly our position, the role
Yes.
we play, you know, in in making our points
Yes, yes, yes.
and our pitch.
Our
You
pitch,
know,
our way, our style.
yes. So I'm I'm looking forward to meet her. I don't think I met her before, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
We're
you,
doing very good.
how you been doing?
Pretty good.
Good, good, okay.
Aria will pick up where my speech left off last weekend.
Yeah, yeah, we had a nice discussion with Miss Verlene indeed.
Yes.
Such a number of important issues, and in
Uh-huh.
particular, what she's
Mm-hmm.
doing, no, as she journey through this life, trying to become the best version of herself.
You,
Um,
you
and
see, and I want to know wrong, You know, the diaspora feels that they have been neglected by their country. Our Belizean diaspora. What do you think about that?
yes, I know they are very strong on advocating for this. Well, they have a right to vote, but it's just the issue, the hindrances. In other words, you have to travel, and if you're there and you're on medical or you're on work and all kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
it's really a struggle to meet the right to vote.
Yes.
And so that's one of the issues that they have, which
Yes.
we, as a country, we need to have all Belizeans exercise that right,
That's
irrespective
right.
of their location, no?
All
And
right,
not,
I know. All right, I know for debate, man.
well, I agree with you. It is a right,
Yes.
and the obstacles that they have,
Yeah,
that should be cleared, in my view,
I
and to
agree.
give them a say, particularly as
Yes.
they want to have a say in how their country
Yes.
develop, and they want to see good governance,
Yes.
and they want to be treated to be a part of the Belizean, not only the identity but also to have uh,
Uh-huh.
investments and ownership of parts of the jewel.
I like that word. I like that word. Ownership.
Yes,
All Belizeans need to take ownership, man.
yes, man. Yes, man.
Hmm?
Because if we don't like our country, we
Mm-hmm.
don't try to get ownership, then others will come in and take over. So pretty soon, I'm not discriminating against investors and so on, but all of us should ensure that we do something where our neighbor string is buried.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I could understand, and I understand, and I know they're working along with the diaspora unit within the. I think it's within the Ministry of Tourism or Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There's a diaspora relations unit, right?
It move. It keep moving. Anna Barrow, immediate foreign affairs. No
Okay.
diaspora data tourism. That's why when the speech start and this summit where they will have come, I believe it's next month. The Ministry of Tourism they manage it because Ministry of Tourism now have diaspora affairs and so on. You feel
Okay.
me? Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah. So what
And
like I mentioned to Miss Pitts in my opinion, they need to move that thing man from just feel good stage to give it your teeth man to where the Prime Minister, to my mind, put on negotiating team in it we got authority to make decisions and sign a MOU.
yep, that's the important part.
Uh-huh.
Signing some kind
With
of
the
document.
diaspora. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Signing an important document, an agreement,
Yeah,
as to the way forward
yeah,
and the mutual benefits that
yeah.
can come from it, and locking
Lock in.
in,
Lock in.
so
Because
that
as a country, we have to decide policy, how we want to grow. Whether we want to grow
yes,
from the, triangular neighboring countries that see the greener pasture, Belize as the greener pasture,
yeah,
Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador, or we are court and give good incentives to a native born Belizean in diaspora. That's that policy we need to
yes,
decide. And with that,
yeah,
the vote, get in the vote, man. Well, we're not getting nothing,
yes,
That ain't right.
that's right, yes.
That ain't
And
right,
they
man.
play a very important part in this in the remittances. They contribute a lot to
Yeah.
the to the
And
monies that are available.
in this age with technology, they could do so much right from where they are. Right?
Yes,
So they don't have to necessarily the home. A lot of people in diaspora don't necessarily want to come back home, live that Belize. They have the option to keep a foot here and one foot there. And so we just need to give them good incentives, right?
yes,
You know,
yes,
but Iran, could we take this approach at because we stay home, we must walk around with beliefs for our chest, man.
yes,
Huh?
yes,
It belongs to all away. The product belongs to all away. And without question, Aria, Aria is a patriot. Aria, what? I don't know, but I believe him. He support the them by we gone by the when they call themselves patriot, we go to the border with Guatemala. That where they call the river? Charleston.
Sarsoon, yeah.
Yeah, I
The,
believe
the
him.
volunteers you're talking about,
Huh?
the territorial volunteers,
Yes, one.
you're talking
Yes,
about.
one.
Yeah,
Yes, one.
yeah,
So, Miss Lightfoot, if you are there, we are not seeing you. You need to come into the set. Um, but whenever we say we're ready to go. Um, yeah, I don't know what the matter is. There's an hour difference over there with them. But yeah, so as you were saying, Hello,
Yeah,
Ivan?
yeah, I was saying the remittances play a very important part of the monies that we have available, and also many
Yeah,
Belizeans, uh, rarely benefit from it. There is grandmothers, there is other relatives over here who really rely very heavily on the contribution
very heavily,
that the
very heavily.
diaspora send through remittances
Yes.
and so on, no, and many of them are sending money also to develop, um, build something so that they can return and, like you said, have a foot here and there.
Yeah.
Um, and not only that, per se, I think it's good to be exposed.
Uh-huh.
And I think going to another country and seeing how it operates and getting involved, sometimes exposure in my view, is very good.
Yes.
You bring out certain things that you may not have brought out while you're in the country, and you see it over there, and you bring back that experience. So there's a lot of experience and a lot to be learned
Uh-huh.
from people who are abroad and who come home, um,
Yeah.
with the good positive stuff. No,
But
yeah,
Ivan,
yes, sir.
remember what Miss Pitt said? That Jamaicans in diaspora are utilized by their country to promote Jamaica abroad.
Yes,
And they feel good about that. Like they're worthy. So they are tasked with that. So, we don't need to assume what the diaspora want. They should tell us, tell the government, you know, um, you understand? A
yes,
lot
yes,
of
yes.
Belizeans feel that they want to, members of the diaspora just want to come and take charge or just want to come and front of the line. Look, look. This crabantics thing, right? We gotta change the attitude about it. Um, Nobody, no Belizean bigger than the next one. Huh? Nor smaller than the next one. We equal, man. Not another constitution, 1981 independent constitution, equal rights.
Equal rights, equal rights.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Fundamental rights.
The rights, Thank you.
Yeah, fundamental rights.
Yeah, rights, we equal.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but we not enjoy that. We not enjoy that equal right at all. So, with respect to, no discrimination, whether it be, you know, gender, religious, political, this and that, and we not enjoy that right now. Quite honestly, my pet peeve is, and I've been saying it on air a lot. I want to see a gender neutral legislation, but the
Yes,
church, without question, is holding it back.
yes,
Um, yeah, because the first thing where I notice is that the politicians they kowtow to the clergy. The clergy say men were born to lead. I want that a rubbish, rubbish.
yeah,
Nobody born to lead. Huh? Leaders emerge. And that's why we have a lot of force right? Leaders about the place, as well as a lot of possessive behavior from
yes,
men,
yes,
because they do the colonialist thing. They come and they do, they try subjugate you, the women, make subjects out of them. When that no work, then they go to the slavery thing, right?
mhm,
Force you. Because the way the church see it from the Bible, women, the property. You do what you want with the property. And Actually, they try to soften it in different ways when they preach, right? But that is what they believe. They don't have rights. Property don't have rights in a court, my brother. You the attorney, you know. You do what you want with
Well,
it.
well, well, well. That has changed in the legal arena
How?
because there are cases, case law, which shows that women were chattels, property, as you said.
Uh-huh.
But over the years, the law has always evolved where women now have the equal rights as men. They couldn't borrow, they couldn't do a lot of things. They were basically behind men and couldn't do nothing. And their role was in the house and do all the other things associated with that, right? But the law have changed that they now are seen as equal and have the same rights. And that's why more and more you see more women in the workforce and whatnot. But except for that area that you're talking about in respect to the church, and so on, in society we can see it where women are getting good education, they're playing important roles, and so on. So there's some movement in most areas. There's still need for movement in other areas, and we need to get rid of those old colonial relics and all those things that are keep us down, even some of us in our thoughts process and whatnot. We need to free up our mind, free up ourselves.
We need president. We need
Pardon me?
president, man. Huh? We need president.
Pardon me?
We need case law. We set
Yes,
precedent.
yes, yes, yes.
No,
There's
because
a lot of
I don't want to cite one case me where set the precedent because on the ground, I not say equal when it comes to gender. I not see it on the ground. I don't want you show me because you just say it changed in a court. Well, I don't want it so. I want to see it on the ground. Huh?
well, well. I was only talking about the woman part. I'm not talking about the
Then
gender.
that's what I talk about. I talk about the
Right.
woman part.
No, the woman part.
We the
As,
kiki.
as, as
We
a
the
matter of fact,
kiki. Uh-huh.
as
Go
a
ahead.
matter of fact, depending on who is making the money, that is the person who is responsible to maintain. A woman can maintain, a man no.
Huh?
Yes. No, no, no. She's the one making the money. Right? So it is from that point of view that I'm telling you that there are legislation where this equality have been exercised and
Uh-huh.
more and more, not from the other aspects in terms of being everything being gender neutral, but from the woman perspective. Yes, there still we still have some old statutes on the book which we need to get rid of, but we are not following them. Like like the labor law, for example. Uh, During the process that I was trying to revise and reform the labor law along with the social partners and the
Mm-hmm.
tripartite partners, we are trying to get rid of things like women can't work at night and so on and so on. While those things are still on the statutes, they are not followed because in my view, it's a foolish law, and time has already
Uh-huh.
evolved
You
past
wait
that,
here for the set.
and things like that. But
All
today,
right. All right. Good.
particularly in the domestic arena, a number of things have changed,
Yeah.
right? In the domestic violence act and other things.
Wrap up your thing, you know. Wrap up
Yes,
what
man.
you
Yes, man.
say.
Well,
Aria, they come. Me, they come.
well,
Like
no
bullet
problem.
bab. Like bullet bab.
Welcome,
You know?
welcome, welcome. We're
Pong for
waiting.
pong. Hello. Hello. So wrap up your thing, there.
Yes, man.
Huh?
Well,
Hello.
I was wrapping up. I was wrapping up that there's some movement, but we need more. We need more
Uh-huh.
reforms.
Uh,
Yeah.
I dey tell you, man. I dey tell you. We the play with the pussy foot wrong, yeah. We the pussy foot wrong, yeah. Them man need to get some woman from. Huh? Man, look here. Look here. You look here. In the days, I raised up in the era, right? When me ma bathe me pa, put on pampers, take off his shoes, powder, put the baba in his mouth. I don't think
Yeah.
that I love from the 60s. But my pa, I don't know. I don't know if I will say this on air, but you can squander that, right? So the time come when me want watch her and suck the teeth right there. As you go, you tell her like the kitchen is there. Help yourself. Eh, yeah, what? I'm saying that times have changed, Ivan. Huh?
Yeah, it's changing, and even in employment, right? Women used to get less pay than men for work of equal value.
Uh-huh.
All of that needs to change. If
Uh-huh.
you're doing the job like we have equal pay, equal remuneration legislation coming out of one of our ILO conventions that the government signed, that it's not a matter of sex. It's
No,
a
no,
matter
no,
of,
exactly. One man could be one houseman, man. One
well,
houseman. Whatever you call that. Put on
house,
apron. No, look that. No, they got a lot of women ready to work and the man ready to work.
husband, I call it. They're
House
becoming
husband, huh?
husband, right? The woman is making more money, and it's, he see the roles are changing. Then the
Well,
roles are changing, and
well,
nothing is wrong with that. And
equal
that's
mean
the reason
equal,
why I
man.
said that.
Look here, look
Huh?
here, look here. Let's be real. The only place where gender, where you should discriminate, they in the bedroom or bathroom.
Yes.
That ain't a business. When a person walk up the street, the way they got under their clothes, whether it be a skirt or a pants, that's not your business happening.
Agreed. Agreed.
Aha, aha, aha. So look, we need to conduct ourselves, and that tone has to be set from the top. That tone has to be set from the top, right? A clear message sent from the leader, like in the house. You can't be talking down to women. You can't be throwing low blows. That should be a no-no. Complete in this day and age, right? I mean, we have a leader of the opposition that is a woman, female, huh? And then the kick, kick,
Yes.
kick, 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 like the way that now, the way that, right? Um, and so I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny when they demean, degrade, when they, you know, make jokes and things like that. No, 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 no. I don't find it funny. I got ma, well, he going to be really loud. I got sister, and look here, God not give me a daughter. I see you celebrate her birthday the other day. Hey, Francois, come in by Francois, then say hello.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Francois
Yes.
say hello. Thank you, Francois. I tell her that man, if I had a daughter, well, I will get a granddaughter. I believe so. Look here, look here. That no any man will do. That no any man will do at all. Not at all. Nobody have forced my granddaughter for marriage. Um, oh heck, oh heck.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yeah. As you
one moment.
as
I have to patch Aria the link. She one moment. Aria,
sure.
one
Sure. No
moment.
problem.
One. Oh, she not the. I don't know. I hope she's listening on tape. But um,
Yes. You're
you know what
certainly
leading?
right.
Ah, you know what leading? Hold on for me. I have to multitask. You go ahead and say what you are saying, and I will.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yes, we have first ever lead of the opposition. That's a clear indication that things are changing. It's no longer a man's world, and it's no longer that situation where one is seen as inferior over the others, or so on. And
Uh-huh.
so the exchange of
Aria,
roles,
yeah.
i
I
i
just send
i
up send her the link. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
and we have seen where a number of top positions, in the Speaker of the House and
uh-huh.
the Speaker of the Senate, or the President of the Senate, rather.
Uh-huh.
A number of key positions, CEOs, and a number of women in very high positions. And
Yeah,
so,
well, I want to see our first prime minister.
yeah, yeah. So, right, it's coming. It's coming.
No,
It's
I
just a
mean,
matter of time. Um,
okay, okay.
but it's not just because that person is a woman.
There
Let's
you
put that
go.
aside. It's not the
There you go.
gender,
I agree. It
right?
must be based on competence.
Yes, based on competence and other things. It's not just because you are a woman. or a man for that sake. It's
What
no.
else in politics? What else in politics? Huh?
Pardon me.
When it comes to politics, what else?
Well, apart from competence, we need good leadership. We need leadership that is well balanced and focused
Uh-huh.
on delivering the services to the people, making
Uh-huh.
good decisions, good governance. You
Uh-huh.
know, um, and more and more we should be having more and more accountability and transparency. You know, if you ask me, I would say that we need to, all the funds that are generated through taxes, there should be
Yeah.
accountability of it. I would want to give the auditor general a free go ahead to without chair or favor, without any affiliation, to produce reports. And so
Yeah.
we can, yeah, I mean, it is only right that, we are as taxpayers, we want to know where our taxpayers are monies are going. And it's
Yeah.
not only good for that too, it will be good for development, because we can see
Yeah.
where the priorities are in terms of development. And so that
Yes,
these
yes,
things
yes,
don't
yes.
matter whether you're a man or a woman or whatever. These things should be above the fray.
Yes.
um, and we need to start look at it, stop looking at it from color man, red and blue and so on, whatnot. But
Oh,
in terms of
you think that will ever
truck
happen?
picking, pardon me.
Look, my brother, let's be real. Um, when it comes to church and politics, there's agendas, man. They 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 bias, they discriminate. Join me, join me. That are the sign when I got on. Join me, join me. Is not it? Am I wrong?
No, no, you're
Join me.
certainly correct,
They're
but
not there. They are not there to forge unity at all. They may talk rhetoric, but really they are not there to forge no unity. No church could bring about unity, no political party could bring about that unity. Unity has to be forced upon them.
and that's where the people come in,
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, they could promise all kind of things and give you all kind of hopes and
yeah.
all kinds of dreams. But at the end of the day, it is the people. So one of the things that I admire is that we have been able to preserve our democracy.
Uh-huh.
Um, One of the things that or we should be more appreciative of is when we see we've been progressing. This year is going to make us what, 45 years of independence,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we need to take stock
Okay.
of how we how we
Go
are
ahead.
going and where we are going, and how we could meet those goals.
Uh-huh.
Right? I was saying about this year will make us 45 years of independence,
Oh, speaking of which,
and we need
no,
to
you're
take
right.
stock of where we are going, what have been our achievement or track record,
Well,
and our stewardship of the resources and so on. So it is the people through the democratic process.
one moment
Yes.
for me. Let us welcome our guest, Ivan, Mr. Real Lightfoot. Hey, hot tamale. My friend, just get right into your presentation. No apology needed. We don't need that. Because we know where we're to get. So tighten up, Ivan. Your seatbelt down.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning.
This we have in studio this morning, Mr. Real Lightfoot. She needs no introduction.
My
Yeah, I may say
apologies.
earlier, Aria, that I may need owe you an apology, perhaps. Didn't I say that, Ivan? You recall me
Ye-
saying something like that?
Yes, certainly. I heard you
Yeah,
saying
because
that.
what happened, like when I may first see Judge Judy, when they tell a man, sit your backside down, something like that. When they tell a man, hey, this is my courtroom, bop, 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 she takes command. Remember Francois when we had his presentation? Francois said,
Yes.
well, he and I were in Roman Catholic primary school down at Danbriga. They never allow us to talk with language. And what that did, it crippled Francois for years. Yeah. So that was the culture we grew up in an area. I apologize because I have changed. I have changed. And I just want you to be yourself this morning. Go right ahead and get right into your presentation.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
My apologies for being late. I never got my link for one, so my deep apologies. My name is Aria Lightfoot, originally from Belmopan, Belize. Um, Thank you for the invite. What do you need me to do or say?
Um the journey of your journey, past, present, future, in becoming the very best version of yourself.
I don't know if I'm the best version of myself, but
Okay.
okay. I grew up in Belize. Went to school in Belmopan. Uh, my parents were one of the original Belmopanese, as you
Uh-huh.
would call it. They moved in the first families to move there. From there, I went to sixth form in Belize City and uh, did a couple things. I worked in the airline. I worked for an airline in Belize, and I worked with the bank for a few years. But I thought one of the most impactful jobs I had was working with prosecution in Belize. I worked
Oh,
there for 2.5 years
as
uh,
what?
as a prosecutor.
Oh,
Yeah, civilian prosecutor in Belize. But I felt that was my first real, I feel, exposure to society. The what I would consider things that were where you really saw disparities in society. People who have money walks their way through the system, and then people who did not, and the system kind of came down hard on them. Um, you saw things that you didn't realize. I think if you're not exposed to the back then, because now we got social media, but back then we didn't have social media. So I think
yeah.
if you didn't work in those environments where they meet certain type of stuff, people might not appreciate the level of poverty some people go through or the lack of access some people had. But um, I worked there for 2.5 years. After 2.5 years, I felt this is definitely not something I want to do for my life. I saw a lot of like unfairness, disparity happening. So I wanted to go study.
Okay.
And one day I was just decided, you know what? I going to study. And where my building was, the Canadian consulate was right upstairs.
Mhm.
So I just walk up the stairs and I went up there and I kind of say, hey, we don't have any information on studying um, to go to school. Again, like I said, we never have social media. You had to do a lot of your research in person or going to the library or whatever. We did
Mhm.
have internet back then. I think internet was kind of relatively new. I applied to go study in York University in Canada, got accepted,
When may I
and
do this?
um, gosh, I don't even remember where I get accepted for.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But but before I went to school, I actually applied to University of South Florida too
Okay.
as
Okay.
a backup school.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to the consulate, they required that you do all of their testing, medical
Mhm.
testing and stuff.
Mhm.
When I
Mhm.
was going up, it was January, and um, the school went on strike.
Yeah, come back. Yeah, come back. Yeah. Yeah, leave break. I'm not sure that what, but yeah, come back. Man. Prosecutor.
it just
Yeah,
dropped.
yeah, just continue. Something dropped there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't even know where I left off, but when I think when I went to the consulate, they required all this stuff. Belize at that point was under extra vigilance from the
Mm-hmm.
consulate because of our passport situation. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I showed up, they're like, we're not going to accept any of these paperwork, these medical forms and stuff from Belize. They give me a laundry list of US doctors that I have to go back and
Okay.
go redo all those tests.
Okay.
So they gave me a month to come back, like a whole month come back for an interview. This time school was on strike. A lot of different things was happening. So I ended up going to Florida during that
Okay.
month and I went to USF. And when I
Mm.
went to USF, I never submitted my formal paperwork. Went there, the guy said, "Okay, we'll go ahead and just accept you now." And he gave me my acceptance letter, and I didn't really mess with the Canadian schools again,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
how I ended up going to University of South Florida.
Mm.
So I went to school there 2 years. I graduated, um, ended up getting married in the United States, and I call it get trapped here.
Yes, 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 yes.
But I've worked in the US. I've worked mostly in the real estate market in
Okay.
different sectors, financing and real estate. I've been doing that for many years,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I started to write like a blog. I did political science. I studied public admin, and I
Ah,
decided to write because I felt like a lot of Belizeans might not be aware of our laws. And
okay.
there's a lot of
Okay.
people who go through a lot of stuff. And I think we've built um, what would I call a radio show culture where people complain. But I
Ah,
feel like one of the things that I would want to see is we build one advocacy culture where we do more than just complain. We take it to the next level.
yes,
You
yes, yes.
know, write letters, do things. Um,
Uh-huh.
and so over the years, I think Verlene was your guest last week.
She was. Uh-huh.
We kind of came up with this civic fellowship. It was during the pandemic. This
Yes.
civic fellowship program, where the whole idea was to teach civics to
Yeah.
Brazilians, teach you about your constitution, what your responsibilities of your leaders are. And we really got a lot of interest. It was completely online. We got some of the most prominent Belizeans. Some of them were political leaders,
Uh-huh.
judges. We got different types of advocates to kind of go through different aspects of the Constitution,
Yeah.
advocacy, what they did in their life. Um, and then I kind of got involved with the diaspora for many
Okay.
different reasons. The
Yes.
ICJ is really the point where
Uh-huh.
we had this big advocacy. We're going to the
Yes.
ICJ. You have
Yes.
half the citizens living abroad. Many Belizeans abroad own property in Belize,
Yes, yes, yes,
and
yes, yes.
were never given the opportunity to vote. The
Ah,
fact that
yeah.
we're very much involved with our country still in different
Yeah.
ways. We haven't been given the opportunity to vote.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things we've started the Diaspora Summit. And the summit really revolves around how the Belizeans abroad and Belizeans at home can collaborate. Where are
Mm,
the
mm,
different
mm.
points where we can come together and figure
Yes.
it out? So that's it.
Yes.
That's my story.
That's it. That's the past and the present. What is the future?
Every Belizean will tell you the future that for move back to Belize and retire, right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Um, I think my future is Belize, of course. I think my future is hopefully continuing to be involved in a very positive way that we can develop something that is, long lasting, something that has to do with elevating our society. I'm very into real estate. I think one of the biggest ways people can elevate their lives is to become owners of their real estate, owner of their destiny. And
Yes.
so maybe education, I'm not sure, but those
Okay.
are some of my future plans.
Okay. We gone through that referendum thing. The matter of the ICJ, they said the decision will be about December. What do you think about that thing? The whole thing there.
Are they saying
This
December this
Guatemala
year?
dispute matter and um think we should again blow by blow, as the case proceed?
Yes, I think that we should know what some of our vulnerabilities are and what our strengths are. I
Yeah,
don't think nobody want to wake up surprised on what the um
yeah.
I hated the way it was presented to Belizeans
Okay,
that
okay, okay.
our iron cast we can't lose case because
Mm-hmm.
as Mr. Williams being an attorney should know,
Yes,
no
yes,
such
yes, yes.
thing exists. It's really about what we present to the
Yeah, yeah,
judge
yeah,
and
yeah.
precedent. So where are we with what are we presenting and what's the precedence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, liar to liar. I, but Assad, I mean, Assad me the other day. The media could have me countenance up on the stage. Then he asked him about Cuba, Cuba this, Cuba that, Cuba that, Then I talk to the man about the matter. And
Yeah.
Assad they lead the case there, the head, that he not the head of the head of the head of the team. I don't know. Look, that my colleague for foreign affairs and whatnot. Anyway, um, I wonder if you never give Barrow Ali assist the last time when Barrow we going into an election and he never looked too good.
Which borough?
Dean
Oh,
Oliver. Hello,
if
am I wrong?
I
Am
gave
I
him
wrong?
I gave him an
Didn't you?
assist.
Didn't you? I, 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 I don't recall which election that may have been, general election, but I remember your name was called like you were supporting Dean Barrow to win a general election. Was it? Is it true? He was in trouble. Or am I wrong? Maybe I have it wrong.
I was assisting him to win an election.
Uh, when I say that with your voice, with your microphone, because you have this podcasting and so on.
I do. I do. I have supported different people during the years, but I don't even vote in Belize. I
I know,
don't
I
even,
know, I know.
yeah. Um, whatever I do on my own accord. My podcast and my blog, you could check it out at twocadview.com.
Yeah, two, yeah, two can do. Yeah.
It drives both parties crazy because I tend to discuss issues around leadership, right? I think Dean Barrow was a good leader. That's my opinion. I think that he was able to navigate, to a big extent, the the issue of corruption in Belize to
Mm-hmm.
a certain extent as it relates to himself. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if he was able to control it within the party, and I feel like a lot of it
Okay.
that even the today's prime minister,
Mm-hmm.
once you're the way our belief system is structured
Mm-hmm.
and the way that even the cabinet is formulated,
Mm-hmm.
the it always puts, and I understand the balance of power,
Uh-huh.
but whenever the how our cabinets are formed,
Uh-huh.
Most of our leaders are forming these massive cabinets. And the reason is because I don't think that we're really practicing the Westminster system. I think
Okay.
that we're trying to bypass the House, the purpose of the legislative. So what we've done, we've merged the legislative and the executive.
Yeah.
Um, in England, for example, where it's designed, which I don't think it works for small countries like the Caribbean, and I
Uh-huh.
think that's why corruption prevails there. In England, you can only have, I think it's 300 or 400 seats,
Okay.
similar like the US.
Yeah.
Um, but you can only have like 12 ministers or 15, whatever.
Yeah.
Those 15 ministers, whatever they decide in cabinet, they still need to go to the legislative, even to their own party, to go
Yeah.
get approval to pass laws, right? And invariably, what the Caribbean Belize have done, they've put everybody who is elected into the cabinet. That way, we don't need to go lobby anybody in the legislative. We've kind
Yeah.
of merged the two. So I see leaders from both parties. There are people who are good, there are people who are bad. There's no all good, all bad in both
Uh-huh.
parties. I thought that I thought Dean Barrow was a very strong leader. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think though, because the system was not restructured as he
Mm-hmm.
had promised, as Johnny Briseni has promised,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is the minute that they leave, even if they start out good, they create a void because the
Yeah.
good or the bad becomes based on the leader and it's not
Yes.
really based on the system that forces
Ah.
good behavior. So, yeah,
Okay. This diaspora summit that is on the dock.
yes.
Tell us more about it, please.
So, our diaspora summit is July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. It's going to be in Belize City. We're doing the
Oh.
team Savor Belize. It's going to be at the Grand Resort and Residences, the Bliss Institute, and the House of Culture.
Oh.
We have 3 days of events. We have the first day that's a public event. It's going to focus on the diaspora. We have two regional diaspora leaders, one coming in from Jamaica, one coming in from Guyana. They're leaders in their own right in Jamaica
Uh-huh.
and Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be joining us to have some discussions around how can the Belize diaspora and the Belizeans living at home, how can we
Uh-huh.
collaborate to bring development and digital transformation, different
Yes.
subject matters that we think that people may be interested in. We
Yes.
have um, we have different social events. We have cultural events that we'll be having at the House of Culture. Sorry, at the Bliss, and we have like a gala the last night at the House of Culture. The first
Okay.
2 days, we'll also have our partners who are sponsoring us, who will be displaying their products. Um,
Okay.
the second day is a business day. It's going to be
Uh-huh.
focused more around business subject matters, finance, development. And so we hope that it's a very fun but fulfilling event that discusses leadership around these subject matters. We're going to have a youth panel, a youth
Okay.
rock table, where
Okay.
we're going to ask young people to kind of discuss how they see Belize and the relationships with its diaspora. How do we see Belize developing, right? Because I feel also a lot of times, even within our, when I grew up, and I this is me growing up, when I grew up, you had Spear, you had very
Yes.
vibrant leaders who reached out to young people, wanted to bring young people into the conversation. When I
Yes,
was
yes,
growing up, even the political parties had youth, very active youth arms, brought
yes.
go recruited young people. What I see a lot now is that people are occupying spaces, some of our adults, and
Uh-huh.
they're not mentoring our young people. They're not
Yeah.
bringing them into the fold and teaching them how to do things. And so I feel like we have a disconnect. We need to start including our young people in everything. I see there's some efforts happening, of course, but for the most part, people find spaces, they go live in at the spaces they occupy
Okay.
for hundreds of years, and then when they leave, the space becomes a void, and we have not mentored up our young people to occupy and start taking over these spaces. So we have a youth panel, dynamic young people that are coming in. We
Okay.
have Belizeans from living in Belize. Some of them
Yes.
will be in leadership position. We have very young people. So we hope that we have a very good time.
Co-host?
Yes, Aria, welcome on the show. Thanks again. I just want to touch briefly on what you said about the case that is orally being presented now, the ICJ case, which our understanding is that by December, yes, and I do agree that well, we don't want to wake up and and hear the results, and so we're trying to promote where we can see it live, uh, blow to blow, as my as the host said, in terms of the discussions that are taking there. But from my point of view, legally, I believe that the only thing Guatemala is relying on is the 1859 treaty, and there's a lot of other things that benefits Belize more than Guatemala, and that's the reason why, for most of us, we said it's not a, like, and I do agree with you. It's not the over until it's over in law, and what you present. But when you do the analysis, you can see more points that Belize have as opposed to Guatemala. Um, One of the most important point is that international principle called the Utsidente Juris Rule, which means that you cannot go and redefine border independence. So it will be around that, and you inherit your boundaries going into independence, and really and truly who administered it, who was there, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of, and we go into a lot of, but Guatemala, and we also believe that it is more Guatemala realizing that they want to get rid of this thing too, but because of their system of governance, they can't just agree. So the court will kind of, in a way, kind of take them off the hook. That's our opinion. But I like the advocacy role that you spoke about. And I want to ask you, how is that going in terms of not only identifying issues, but actually finding ways to resolve these plateau of issues that are happening in our country, from more youth involvement, more governance, and everything. How I know you have some blogs and forums through which these things are discussed, but I think we're at the stage where I would like to see more action. So where are we going with that?
So two things, just to hit the Guatemala issue. I am not big on the whole ICJ thing for one reason, right? Both Guatemala and Belize are colonized countries. One was Spain, one was England. Both countries are arguing rights based on colonialism. That's how I see it. Um, the whole idea, I think that it's almost like irony that we're fighting for rights for the ICJ, and in the same breath, we as a country are recognizing colonialism, and the indigenous Belizeans are fighting for their land, which they won based on they won a case at the highest CCJ level based on these same colonial factors. So I find it ironical that Caribbean countries and Latin American countries would even entertain the whole idea of an ICJ telling people that you are entitled to land that's stolen and boundaries that's stolen based on colonialism, and then talking about taking the UK to court and all these countries. But that's just ideological on my part.
Yeah.
I know at some point we need laws and we need boundaries, but there's a lot of irony in the fact that you have all these competing ideas fighting for rights based on the same rights that we're arguing that the rights are stolen. Anyway, I think Guatemala and Belize should really recognize that we're colonized countries and basically agree this is what it is and this is the borders that has been established since then versus a court filled up with the same colonial guys basically dictating what the boundaries are. That to me is my issue with the ICJ on an ideological level.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
Aria, man, Aria. Aria, you got the last word coming up. Your closing argument. Yeah, I want your power, man. I want your throw some blow. What would you advise leader of the opposition? Chelsea take up and pan. Make that part of your closing remarks.
okay,
Because you also have to say hello to your diaspora colleagues out there, you know, and so on. But
yes.
your closing remarks.
I think that Tracy has a very difficult task. She's dealing, same thing I've mentioned before with our different leaders, right? You have to establish, you have to be tough, and being tough means you have to dump some of the people that needs to be dumped, and you need to bring in younger people with fresh ideas. You have to bring in older people, then get them more involved. You have to be like you have to quell the internal arguments. It's a very difficult task and the one that I would definitely never want. You have to herd cats. I always call it. You're dealing with different types of personalities, but you have to see the value in what everybody brings to the table. This your way or the highway, or this um, consistent arguing. There has to be research that's done. You have to understand what's going on with your community, do some polling, see whether or not some of the people fit within the aspect. It can't be about friend and oh we loyal to each other and we the bombali. It's about leadership, and leadership is very tough. And leadership means, hey, is this person an asset or is this person a liability? And you start to put people in at the right categories where they belong. It comes with building, going out into the community, um, recognizing and recruiting. You have to move away from, hey, we not got money, we can't do this, because I feel with or without money, little organizational things can be done that people can participate in. You have to start bringing people in without the money factor. Change the transactional nature of support. If people support you, they will support you without money. If people need money to support you, they do not support you. They support money. And sometimes building requires one thing at a time. Instead of you get you get further building something with 100 people that support you without the money factor than showing up with 1,000 people that you have to pay money to, because you're always going to have to fight who has the biggest purse. And back in the day when I was growing up, you had leaders like George Price and Philip Goulson that garnered support without people having to pay them. And there's a lot of people that, I mean, you might not win immediately, but you have to build the foundation. And I think the foundation is shaky bad.
Well, this has been Reality with partiality. And our guest, Miss Aria Lightfoot, did not disappoint. So, thanks for tuning in. Aria, let us chit chat off here. Thank you.
Sure.